I identified how badly addicted I was to it. I was taking it out on my family, friends. I would overanalyze things, you know. It was really unhealthy. Like, I've identified I don't need it. You know, I got my energy drinks or a coffee. You know, that's a lot better, though, in my opinion, than taking Adderall every day, because you get dependent on it. Like, it was like a miserable 3 months to get off of it. I want to make it a priority one day to, like, try to encourage people not to ever get on that stuff, in my opinion. That's how strongly I hate it.
Hey, everybody. Welcome back to the 4Media Uncut podcast.
That's right.
The podcast of 4Media.marketing. We've got a very, very special guest today. One of our newest clients, actually, Mr. Sam Maxwell.
So cool story about how I actually met Sam. We were in the Lifetime Fitness locker room at like 6 a.m. after working out. And he was on a phone call, and I was like, dude, what in the world? This guy sounds like he's in e-commerce of some sort as well. So as soon as he was done, I started asking him. Turns out he does e-com as well. He's been doing it for like 4 or 5 years at this point. And we live like a mile away from each other, office to office. So super cool story. It's crazy how little interactions like that, you know, can go such a long way. Now we're working together on a few projects. But it's cool to see, you know, a lot of people think of him as like an overnight success. They did 7 figures in the last few months. But it's cool to see the last, 5 to 8 years and all the work that he's actually put in to get to this point, and the grind that he's gone through, and the ups and the downs, and a lot of downs, so hope you guys get a lot of value out of the podcast. Hope you guys understand mainly that things don't happen overnight and it takes a lot of time, but when they do, it's so worth it. So hope you enjoy this episode.
Should we just open with talking about this?
I mean,
because it's fun.
You're recording, right? Yeah. Cool.
So we just posted a meme on our 4Media page of the Will Smith thing. So just for context for people, that just happened last night. Because obviously when you're listening to this,
dude, 12 hours ago.
First of all, in my entire life on social media, of every insane moment that has happened in my entire lifetime since Facebook and Instagram, let's say Facebook, that was like, I was like, I don't know, 13 years old since I was consciously using Facebook, I feel like.
Yeah.
So like adding friends, and like everyone in the school was friends. For me, at least 13. For you guys, probably like maybe a little younger.
Yeah, I'm 27 right now.
But in my entire time, I have never seen a single event posted more frequently than this one.
Oh, no doubt.
I'm talking about fucking the bombing in Lebanon. As many people posted the fucking nuke that went off.
Yep.
This Ukraine war, nothing compared to this. I woke up, every fucking post and story was this slap.
I think it's because Will Smith is such a he spans across every generation that's alive right now that's using social media. He resonates with the older people because he is our
older.
Parents' age.
He's 50 something.
Yeah, like he got us, like we watched like Fresh Prince and shit growing up,
for sure.
And now his kids are super famous, and he's been in so many iconic movies. Like everyone loves Will Smith, I feel like, or
and
at
then
least
Chris Rock also took it like a champ, to be fair too.
Yeah.
Whoa, that's hard to do.
Insane poker face right there.
Insane.
Dude,
like, absolute
bro, that's a Will
face.
Smith hand too. That ain't a small hand. I Am Legend hand right there, bro.
He didn't want to make a big deal out of it. Like, it was insane how professional he literally kept his composure.
Laughed.
Insane.
And stayed classy about it.
Yeah, he handled himself better than I would have. That's for sure.
Yeah,
he was a little flustered. He's a little flustered.
You just got straight full force slapped by Will Smith blindly.
Yeah.
Well, straight up, I didn't see it like live, so I just saw all the stuff on social media, and I thought it was staged. And then I actually took the time to watch the full video and see the actual tension,
bro.
And I was like, holy shit, that actually happened.
Dude, literally,
that was worse than the Kanye Taylor Swift situation.
I think so. And it's funny because wasn't the
for
Oscars...
sure it was physical.
Exactly.
Was the Oscars 2 years ago the one where they mixed up the names with the winner?
Miss Universe.
No, but it happened in the Oscars too with Best Picture. Because remember, it was they said it was what was that one? I don't remember, but it was Best Picture. And because Steve Harvey fucked up the Miss America thing, right? Yeah. But then there was another time where they messed up Best Picture. It's happened a couple times. And but I think that was at the Oscars too. And it's every year I feel like, I don't know if it's a conspiracy theory, but maybe they're stirring up controversies every year just to get people talking about it.
All I'm saying is if they plan this, they did a hell of a good job.
Will Smith's going to have some crazy movie now coming out in the next 6 to 12 months.
He always does.
Apparently, there's an I Am Legend sequel coming out.
Yeah.
With Michael B. Jordan, I think.
Really?
Both of them, dude. You know what's sick about the new Instagram collab feature is now people can post announcements at the same exact time too. Because I think they did a collab post. It was Michael B. Jordan and Will Smith. Am I tripping? I don't know.
No, you're right. I remember.
I think that happened.
Yeah.
Anyways, but the one thing I think that separated our meme, like, because everyone's posting the meme right now, but I think the thing that separated our meme was the fact that it's a video, not just a picture.
Exactly.
And so people haven't seen the slap enough times that they're tired of it yet.
Exactly. But
So
they've seen the meme.
They're
photo.
watching for the video and the meme.
They still
want to
replay.
I
They still
guarantee
wanna
you people are going to not even notice the watermark and repost the living crap.
100%.
Oh yeah, for
100%.
sure,
No
for
doubt.
sure. It's gonna make the rounds.
Yeah.
And especially now that we've established ourselves in the marketing space, so many other marketers are gonna be like reposting and stuff too. We did put four media at the beginning, so it's like not as shareable as it could have been, but it is super shareable stuff. But anyways,
Okay, last thing, and then we'll actually start. In that scenario, is it worth removing the name to put like something more generic, like with a marketing agency? You know what I mean? Like, does it give the same taste? Is it more shareable now because it's more generic?
it's probably more shareable, but it's less impact for us. So I think the way we did it is probably the move.
We'll find out after this podcast.
I guess so.
Guess on views after the podcast. I
Right
say
now
30K.
it's sitting at like 7K. Ooh, 30K.
I say 30.
It's at 7K now, right?
Yeah. What's your guess?
It's at 30 right
Hour and a
now. Or you're
half,
saying
2
30?
hours.
I'm going to say like 23K.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to doubt y'all's capabilities, but I think
No, it
it'll
makes sense.
gradually grow.
Yeah.
Even like 12 is still good.
100%.
I'll say 21K. I'll be conservative.
What are you showing us?
The views. Those are just the notifications rolling in.
Oh my
Bro,
God.
you need to turn those off.
I know, right?
That's what you need to do.
Nate likes feeling like Kim Kardashian. He's just
Bro,
like,
all my notifications
like
are
the
turned
Shopify
off.
notifications.
Same,
your first year
bro.
of dropshipping or doing whatever.
Everything
Same,
is
bro.
turned off.
geez. Yeah, I can't have all my notifications turned on. Not because I'm like, oh, I get so many notifications. It's mainly just because like I'm going to waste time on that app anyways. I don't need another excuse to jump on it. Like
100%.
I'm going to jump on it when I jump on it. I don't need to be like distracted.
That's why I keep Slack and other business things purposely strictly on my computer
Mm.
because I know I'm going to be on it at least 50% of the day. So if I'm not on it for an hour or two, it's not the end of the world. I'm trying to like do a really good job right now of balancing work,
Yeah.
which I'll talk about.
Oh, so you're
but
saying you only put Slack on your
Yeah,
computer
like
so that you avoid work because you're just a workaholic.
Yeah,
kinda.
my phone's already blowing up 24/7. So
Yeah.
you know, I'm really trying to work on balance right now, like really bad. You know, just working too much, not giving myself enough time. You know,
Yeah.
but
Dude,
yeah,
I feel that. Well, dude, let's go back in your story, bro, because we're excited to have you. This is an awesome. It's gonna be an awesome podcast. But normally I feel like for like older guests, we're like, take us back to high school. But high school is not that long ago for you, bro. You're pretty young. You
Yeah.
just turned what, 24?
yeah, 24.
That's awesome, dude. Congrats.
Appreciate it.
But yeah, I guess just take us back and share your first. Maybe give us a little taste of what you do now, and then take us back.
Yeah,
To where your journey kind of began.
for sure. Well, for anyone that doesn't know me, I'm Sam Maxwell. I'm a entrepreneur, you could say, a serial entrepreneur. I've been a proud college dropout the last few years, especially once I started seeing kind of the end of the tunnel. It's been, a lot of up and downs the last few months, or not last few months, last few years. Just, trial and error. But I've been around this Atlanta area since high school. I went to Lambert High School around here. And I went to North Georgia, Oconee, the good old UNG Athens, thinking I was going to go to UGA and
Everyone does
live
that.
it up, right? Yeah.
For context, like UGA is in Athens, University of Georgia, and everyone wants to go there. Like it seems like everyone in Georgia wants to go there. So UNG Athens is like the way that you get to party in Athens without actually going to UGA.
Yeah,
you-
in hopes by like sophomore, junior year.
Yeah.
You get to
Everyone's
transfer
just
in.
like,
'Cause it's
yeah, I'm going
easier
to
to transfer in,
Yeah.
if you take it seriously, which,
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I'm not going to speak for everyone else, but I did not take it seriously, to say the least. But after I graduated high school, I got in a good amount of trouble with my parents, and they're pretty hard on me, and they cut me off completely financially out of high school.
Good move or bad move?
Good move now that I look back at it, but I hated them for sure
For
in the
sure. There's
moment.
definitely resentment there.
I'm thankfully really close to my family now compared to where I was when I was graduating high school. It was like my dad didn't even help me move my furniture in. He just followed me up there. I helped him get it out of his truck, and I was like, get out of here, because I was just kind of just ready to get out, and I was ignorant. I was 18.
Makes sense.
But I've been making my own money since I was 16 with a pressure washing business that my dad helped me start up, which kind of started my whole entrepreneurial path. and it showed me a little bit of independence. So I was kind of like bring it on when I like was cut off from them, you know?
Yeah.
I'll show you.
And like Lambert's like a pretty nice area. Like where your parents like pretty well off.
Yeah,
so.
my parents are well off. My dad's worked for corporate America his whole life. He worked for Morgan Stanley for the end of his career. Yeah, I mean, I've been fortunate to be around money, but my dad is extremely hard on me, which now I'm fortunate for.
Yeah.
But yeah, they literally cut me out. I live in a country club neighborhood, like, you know.
I'm sure a lot of people think like your success now, they're like, oh yeah, but that's that fucking rich kid that went to Lambert and shit. Of course. He's
100%.
Of course he's doing well. Like his dad probably helped him, you know, whatever.
No, 100%. And now I think I'm hoping a lot of people, it seems like, have been starting to give me a little bit more respect. The people that have kind of heard about my story, you know.
Props, dude.
And my struggles and my come up, you could say. I'm not anywhere near where I want to be, obviously, but
you never will be.
No, never. I'm chasing the bag.
Yeah,
always. But yeah, I mean, it was a really rough last few years, you know, especially dropping out of North Georgia, the community college. You know, I went to school with like 20 grand in my name after the first semester. I mean, I didn't miss a single game out of state. I went to Ole Miss, Bama. You know, I had to live it up, and I ran out of money. And practically barely went to school the second semester because I was commuting home, pressure washing, just trying to make my bills, and I was partying and doing things I shouldn't have. And I had a girlfriend at the time and was not focused, you know. And then me and my girlfriend at the time had broken up, and I dropped out of school, and that's when I practically hit rock bottom. And I was like, I got to get my shit together. And I moved home, and obviously wasn't on good terms with my parents. And
this was at 18?
At 19, like 19. Right after like my freshman year.
So they had already kind of like
they already cut me off financially, but I mean they're my parents, and they've always done what they could, you know. Still
take you back in when you needed.
Exactly,
the prodigal son.
And it was man, yeah, it was a very, very rough, you know, few years. You know, me moving back in and starting to make money, and I'd go back out and then, you know, try this and that, and then call them back and say, hey, I got to come back for a month or two to save up some money. And I did that kind of on and off my first year out of school after I dropped out. I even moved to Baylor in Waco, Texas to live with a friend. I wasn't even going to school at the time, just to like get away and literally like reset. I literally drove 12 hours straight to Texas when I was like 19, about to turn 20, with like $5 grand in my name and my Silverado full of shit. And the truck was mine. My parents made me buy it in high school, so like my truck was at least mine. It's all I had literally to my name. And I moved to Baylor, where my good buddy AJ lived, and he was like, hey, we got an extra room. You can pay us $500 a month cash, and you can live here. And I lived there, got a construction job, and, you know, just kind of like got out there and reset. And moved back after that 6 months and started doing drop shipping and like e-commerce. And that's what I've been.
You started before you moved back?
I started before I moved back, yeah.
Okay.
Like while I was resetting.
What like was the switch that was like, oh, maybe I could do this? Like, were you seeing other people?
Well, I was seeing all the get rich quick, you know, ads, you know, how I made $1 million or blah, blah, blah. And you could do it too and buy my course for $100. Like I was seeing all that stuff and I didn't believe in any of it. But then I had some friends from my high school that had bought in another friend of mine's course that I knew about. And shout out to Drew. It was his course with a buddy at Will of mine. And I bought the course for like $300, and I was like, crap, if my friends made $1,000 in a day, I'm competitive. I was like, if they can do it, I could do it. You know, they just simply bought the course and spent a month, and now I'm seeing them do this. Like, okay, let's give it a shot. And my first selling product is literally a hilarious story. It was a Stan Lee Lego. So,
like the guy,
the Marvel
guy, yeah.
I didn't even know who he was, straight up. So this is pretty damn funny, to be honest with you. I'm literally like 19 at the time, right? I'm lost, like I'm pressure washing. Like I've always made great money. Like I can make, you know, 5-10 grand a week easy. Like I've made money before, but I'm spending it, you know, partying, doing dumb stuff. And I started this drop shipping stuff, and I already had a credit card at the time, and I was like, all right, I bought the course, and I stayed practically at my buddy's place who had the course for like 4 days straight, took an Adderall every day, practically barely slept, to be honest with you, for 4 days straight. I made a website called ChristmasWishlist.com because it was about Christmas time when he passed. Christmas was misspelt because a domain I wanted wasn't available, so I had no money, so I bought the cheapest domain for like $2.99.
What was it? Christmas with no T or something?
Christmas and the T were flip-flopped. The S and the T were flip-flopped.
So it was like Christmas.
Yes, literally. But it goes to show you back then, and when it wasn't as saturated, you know, like people weren't paying attention to the domain name.
Like,
as long as they were seeing,
bro.
As long as they were, I mean, dude, my Canva ads, like looking back at them, were hilarious. How bad they were, like horrible, like But long story short, I bought this course and I was like trying to think of this product to sell. And I was sitting with my friends right after I bought the course and I was like, all right, what are you going to sell, dude? And I was like, well, I was thinking out loud and I was like, okay, I know Mac Miller and like XXX stuff off AliExpress used to sell like memorabilia stuff. So I literally got on Google and was like recent famous people that had passed away. And that exact day was the day Stan Lee died.
Damn.
And to be completely honest with you, I didn't even know who he was. So then I had to Google who the hell is Stan Lee. And I was like, okay, he's around Marvel, blah, 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 AliExpress, Stan Lee, Marvel. First thing that showed up was a Lego for 69 cents. No joke. Shipping was like $2.50.
It was a minifig?
Yeah,
like a little guy?
Like a mini Lego of him. Literally a mini
That's
one.
hilarious.
And I literally made a website, the Christmas wish list, because general stores back then, you know, that's what the course taught me. It wasn't one product pages then. It was a general store. So I had, you know, like phone cases and calendars. It was the new year. I was thinking, you know, it was a great idea. I'm going to sell a ton of, I'm going to get rich off calendars and all kinds of
like
stuff.
Like stocking stuffer type shit because it was Christmas?
Yeah, exactly. Like fake AirPods, which I'll get into. I sold those too and learned a hard lesson, but all kinds of stuff.
We all sold those.
Oh, right. Yeah. Then I dealt with the chargebacks.
I think we sold more than Apple, like as a community.
Oh, man. And I called them like Rocket Pods. I didn't even care. None of us called them AirPods, right? But still people were emailing flustered. I thought I was getting AirPods. And it's like, you bought my AirPods, my Rocket Pods for $19.99, you know. Why are you filing a chargeback? You got what you paid for. But anyways, the Lego, going back to the Lego, I was selling
AirPods. No, you bought Rocket Pods.
Oh,
yeah, that's
dude.
what I said. AirPods. Like, what the fuck?
Oh, dude, those bring back bad memories. But the Lego, long story short, was the only product in the whole general store that sold. I ran a ton of creatives on everything on the store to see what would start selling at like $3 a day. And the Lego, I sold $12,000 worth of the Lego my first 12 days drop shipping.
Damn.
12 grand worth.
How much were you selling them for?
I was selling them for like $9.99. Like then I dropped it to $7.99, but then I was charging for the shipping and like my margin was only like 15-20%. But I like capped on the trend for the first month after he passed away. Then once I noticed it was dying down, I listed the website on Market Exchange Place and I sold it for like $1,800. So like my first like 2 months drop shipping, I made like 5-7 grand. So I was high on life. I was like,
for sure. You're like,
this is insane. I was like, I used to get my hands dirty to like, you know, like filthy dirty to pressure wash to make this type of money. Like, this is insane. And back at the time, I was very unhealthy on Adderall. So I was like, all right, let's get it. Like, I'm ready to grind
What's your opinion on Adderall?
I am about a year off of it, and I absolutely hate it. And I'm nothing but blessed that I stayed through like personal rehab. I identified how badly addicted I was to it. I was taking it out on my family, friends, my business partners, like snapping and like it was, you know, just, I don't know, just, I had a really like short temper, you know, I would blow gaskets, you know, like it was nothing. And I would overanalyze things, you know, it was really unhealthy. Like I've identified I don't need it. You know, I got my energy drinks or a coffee, you know, that's a lot better though, in my opinion, than taking Adderall every day because you get dependent on it. Like it was like a miserable 3 months to get off of it. When
did you get started on it?
Like when I was 15.
Yeah.
I want to like make an impact. I really do. Like I want to make it a priority one day to like try to encourage people not to ever get on that stuff, in my opinion. That's how strongly I hate it.
I've gotten 3 close friends off Adderall when they were hooked for years, and it was a very depressing time for them. Like I got them off it. That was props to them. Some of them, as our relationships grew further, they ended up getting back on it. But like getting them off it's the hardest thing. And like here's my Adderall story, by the way. I probably take 1 Adderall pill a year, split up into 2 doses. Let's say I break it in half and I take it 2 separate times a year. Really crazy year 3. Okay, so very minimal use. I took it my first time in college, and that night, and I'm like, not bragging, but like from a grade standpoint in college and in high school, like shit was a joke to me. You know what I mean? Like 20% effort, sometimes
school came easy.
Super easy. Like history didn't. I would study 95% of my time for history, and I would get a C, and I would put 5% of my time into everything else, and I would not show up and get an A. So anyways, I took Adderall one night to study for exams because like all my roommates everyone's like, we're staying up late. It was like 8 p.m. I'm like, fuck it, I'll take this thing. You know, I took it. I studied, okay, so I finished all the work I was going to do in 8 hours in like an hour and a half. And I thought 8 was like not enough time. And I spent the next 5.5 hours like building a company, like legitimate company that ended up being I ended up signing people who listen know this, but like I ended up signing like the top 15 supplement brands in the US to full deals exclusive to me in the Middle East. Like I'm the only person that can distribute their product. I did it because of that night. I spent 5.5 hours. I built the whole company, the game plan, and then I went in and just did it. And as soon as when I woke up the next day, I was like, after I took the exams, I slept. I was like, this is like too godly of a feeling at a full dose. It's like so godly of a feeling that I can never take this again, because like I will never compare. Like this is the threshold.
Well, it's funny you say that because I've been off it for 12 months, but I have taken half or a third of a few over the last 12 months.
Yeah.
Just going off, as we all are, 3 or 4 hours of sleep most days, and just exhausted.
It locks you in.
And everyone I work with still takes it for the most part. So my business partner Austin, is like, dude, I really need you to lock in. And I'm like, fine, just give me a little bit of it. And I've done that, and now I almost tell him when I do feel like I need to take one, or he says, dude, I need you to, put in extra hours today. Like, you should take one, which I don't feel like is healthy, and he feels the same way because he's on it like I used to.
Yeah.
And he's trying to get off of it soon as well.
Yeah.
But I see like the old me when I take it, and I'm like, dude, like, I was locked in, but like I can't sleep. I didn't eat. I don't feel good. Because now I get like those withdrawals and those feelings that I'm on it every day.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And like I feel the same way. Like when I realize the old me, like it's like an ungodly like power of like, oh my God, give me 18,000 whiteboards. Like I need to go ham. Like turn off my phone.
Nothing is stopping me.
Nothing is stopping me.
Is down. No
I'm
breaks.
starting 18 new dropshipping stores. Like it's just for me. I realized I was my own enemy when I was on it. Because honestly, when I was mostly I would say addicted to Adderall was when I lived in Midtown, age 21, 2 years into drop shipping, thought I was making all this money before I learned about taxes and margins and all the hard lessons. And, I wouldn't sleep for 2-3 days, and I had like 10 stores at once. I ended up having like over $100,000 on hold on Stripe and PayPal. And I was like clueless of how much I was in the hole because I was just so tweaked.
Go.
Oh, just now I was all right. Well, that's fine. I got money on hold here. I'm gonna start a new credit card. Like it was just like I was digging myself in a hole. And now that I'm not on Adderall, like it's really nice because I'm slowed down because I'm already naturally going a million miles an hour as all of us are.
Before the podcast, you were saying now we'll get into it later, but I just want to point it out. You were saying that you're trying to find balance of personal time and like not being stressed about shit. I think you being off Adderall will slowly get you there faster too, because like you'll be able to not think about shit.
Yep.
That's the hardest part.
That's why I said like I'm working on keeping certain things off my phone, even if it's work related, because like I already work 5-6 days a week, sometimes mostly 7 already, where it's like I don't have to respond to this client's text right away. I've kind of dug myself in that hole as well where people take advantage of that. So, as I'm a young business owner, I'm starting to reflect on, all right, you can respond back, later. It's 8:00 on a Friday.
I think too, like there's certain points in your life where you can just put your head down and just go ham, and you have to do that to get ahead, But like once you're enough ahead and you've established like enough of a foundation to actually just like keep going on and just be like at a normal level, like I think you kind of got to like realize that point because you're just gonna burn out. Like there's no point in going ham all the time because you're eventually just going to completely crash. But I do think there is a huge benefit in life to just committing for like, 90 days, 6 months of just going super ham because you can accomplish years of work in those like 6 or,
that's
3 months or whatever.
That's literally how I am. I'll go on like a 2-3 week bender, which has been the last 2-3 weeks where it was my birthday, and I've been traveling. So I was like, hey, I'm going to go out, when I say bender, I go out one night a week. I'm 24, but
but you travel. You're not at home base.
I like to spend my money right now on traveling and experiences versus, going out and partying. But when I party, I'll go hard, but I like to do that. Like, I haven't completed the 75 hard any for Seller Challenge, but I've gotten up today like 54. And all my friends for the most part.
No.
All my friends for the most part think it's, dude, that's crazy. Like, why would you not do that? But it's like, like when you are a true entrepreneur and you got big dreams and you got a lot of businesses or, goals in general and responsibilities, it's a whole different mindset. I believe in mindset's the number one thing. That's why I like to go to the gym. Like when I see you, early in the morning, like feeling like that under, 1%, you know what I'm saying? So I agree with locking in. I literally don't drink for like 2-3 months. don't go out every weekend. Even if I'm out working, it's like I'm going to Lifetime in the morning when all my friends are hungover in bed. You know, it's like,
dude, you're so
it's
right.
all about mindset. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I 100% back that.
I'm the same. Like when it comes to like spending money for me, I like try to be as frugal as possible during my everyday life so that I can actually like really enjoy when I actually want to have fun. You know, like if I'm going to like travel, I'm going to like go all out and,
I've
and
seen,
have an
I've
awesome
seen your
time.
Instagram. You got a dope IG.
Thanks, bro.
Yeah,
I appreciate it. You
you've
know,
been to
but
some
like,
cool places.
but like instead of spending like $500 every weekend going out and doing dumb shit, I'd rather compound my $500 over those weekends and do something epic and go to like a sick music festival in Europe or something rather than like just hanging out with other people that are going nowhere in life as well. Like
I live the same way.
yeah, totally.
And hangovers are the worst.
My shirt
I hate hangovers.
from Walmart.
I know. I love that.
I live weird, bro.
Yeah.
But like, you know what? When I get to go out, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's because I've lived poorly the other few weeks. Like I have an apartment. I don't really care. What am I having like nicer shit for at the end of the day?
Dude,
It just doesn't.
the thing that cracks me up is when people are just like partying, but they're not like, they're like, yeah, we're like partying. And it's like, yeah, but all we're really doing is just like getting fucked up together for no reason. You know what I mean? Like, it's like once you do that every weekend, it's like, doesn't that
Dude, I hate
ever
laying
get
around
old?
in bed too. Like Sundays, it's like most of my friends, you know, it's like every single weekend. There's nothing against it at all, and they'll hear this, but it's like their reality is like they work an 8 to 5, so Monday through Friday they got their responsibilities. Saturday and Sunday, that's their time to relax and zone out, and they leverage that to the max. So they take advantage of it. They go get their drinks, and also
That being said, though, I'm gonna challenge you here.
what's up?
Isn't that okay?
It's completely okay because everyone can do literally whatever they want. And
But didn't they work 5 days?
Exactly. They earned it, but it's like that's what they want. That's what they're settling for. So it's like as long as I don't hear them complaining about their reality, they're doing
How
exactly
important
what,
is the weekend to progress?
it's so important.
Like possible without it? Not possible without it? What's your
It's
take?
possible without it. I mean,
Okay.
it's definitely possible without it, but it's a matter of what are you doing every single day, Monday through Friday? Like seriously, how locked in are you? Like what are you accomplishing every single day? Like are you actually taking advantage of every hour of the day, or are you sitting on your phone scrolling on Instagram?
Exactly.
That's the biggest time killer.
Because my main thing right now that I'm not on Adderall, is I try to hold myself to a 8 to 5. Personally, like I try to get to work by 8 o'clock,
Dude, I'm the same way.
and I try to leave by 5. And I
don't leave by 5.
no. Well, we never leave by 5. Generally by 6:37, I'm out the door.
But at least by you're giving yourself 5 so you don't go till fucking midnight. Like you're
Exactly.
giving yourself till 5 and then you end up staying till 7. And
Yeah.
it's like, okay.
Exactly. But now, like, inverse me, like, being on Adderall, for example, I would get there at 8, not even eat all day, stay there till 10, 11 o'clock at night, and then, you know, get 2 hours of sleep or sleep in. Like, it wasn't like a consistent, you know, schedule. Now I'm all about, like, routine. Like, I'm a very routine-based person, like, overall. I get mad when I'm not at Lifetime by 6:30. Like, mad. Like, if I'm, like,
So do I, man.
like, I'm
I
mad.
Just suck at it.
I know, I didn't see you this morning. I wasn't going to say anything.
Bro.
Bro, I was there actually early as fuck this morning, dude.
Attaboy.
Dude, last
It
night,
was so early you didn't catch him.
I did
literally,
it.
bro.
I did it.
So we have meetings at 8 on Monday mornings, and I was like, last night it was like 9:30, and I had stuff to do, and I was like, I could just crash right now and just wake up like stupid early. And I was like, I'm going to do that. So I literally woke up at like 4 o'clock this morning and just
Bro,
went to the
you.
gym.
I slept at 9:30 and I couldn't sleep all night.
Really?
All night. Me and my wife were both awake all night. I probably got like
Fuck.
2.5 hours
You
of
did,
sleep.
to be
That's
fair,
the
your
worst.
wife is pregnant, you know, super
Yeah,
pregnant.
Very true.
I went go-karting yesterday too and I had a huge wreck.
Go-karting.
Yeah. Dude, have you been there? North?
AMP,
Andretti?
AMP?
What's
Nah,
that?
not
Atlanta
Andretti.
Motorsports Park.
It's
sick.
outdoor. It's gas. It's 55 miles per hour, bro. Here's
No
here's
way.
an ad for them.
Yeah.
That sounds. I just went snowmobiling for the first time, and that stuff
So
was
fun.
insane,
So
man.
Dude, I've never done snowmobiling.
Oh,
It
we were
looks
hitting
awesome.
7. There was like a group of like 15 of us on a bachelor trip. So we felt like Sons of Anarchy on this mountain for 3 hours, like going 70. Like it was
70?
Just
70,
mobbing.
like not stop. Like we had to go like a single line.
Yeah.
Oh, we were mobbing, man. It was awesome. It
Dude,
was it was time.
one rock.
Oh, dude, no, seriously. And
Everyone's dead.
they said a bachelor trip had never to date ever come back with a non-damaged snowmobile, and we somehow managed to make it back.
Damn.
Yeah, one
That's
of us had
wild.
a close call, but we luckily came back with no damages. So
Damn, that's wild.
yeah,
Bro.
it was awesome.
So what are you
I was just going to say something about AMP. Okay, so I filmed this video a long time ago with Richard with Wheels to Walking, where they had an adaptive karting for people that are in wheelchairs, paraplegics with hand controls, and there was one cart there, no lie, that went 80, and over that big hill, it would catch air.
Stop.
Not lying.
Stop.
Yes,
I can't
bro.
even get up the hill.
I'll show you the video later. It
Dude,
was
the hill
stupid.
is vertical. Here, and weight is a big deal, right?
Oh, yeah.
I'm almost
true.
300 pounds. The weight limit on the go-kart's 300 pounds. So I have like kids that are like 100 pounds. Zooming.
Smoking
by
you.
It's so funny.
man.
So
It's like
one
you were
time-
like Donkey Kong on
They're making
Mario
their
Kart,
day,
and they
though.
were
Exactly,
fucking
like-
Making their
toad.
day though. They're like, screw this guy.
Bro, so I'm like trying to compete with people's times, and it's kind of hard. I have to have like perfect laps, and I'll lose. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, so I hit. This is like the hardest turn. Everyone spins out on it because it's directly down and then directly back up. So if
It's
you don't,
literally like that.
if you don't catch momentum on the down and roll it into the up,
You're
like,
fucked.
You're fucked. You're stuck on this hill, and I'm 300 pounds. So I'll catch it full speed, bro, and it'll be so slow. My friends will be, they were driving by me, pedaling on the ground, like pretending they're like trying to push the
way.
cart faster. I'm like joking around and trying to, and like 3, 4, 5 guys just zooming
Just
by.
pass you?
It's so
Fuck.
funny.
That's hilarious.
Anyway, what's it called? Weekends. Conclusion.
Got to use them to get
I
ahead.
mean, I think
Because that's a big deal for people. I
You
think
gotta
people
use
struggle
them to
with
get
this.
ahead, but like I'll be honest, like I'm a victim. Like I work too much. Like it's unhealthy. That's why before we even started, like I said, like I'm working on balance right now. Like even when I'm on vacation, like my buddy Tyler has traveled with, like he's traveled with me a few trips, and he knows like if I get a phone call, I'm gonna answer it. Like if I get a text, I'm gonna answer it. Like even if we were in a national park, like where we just were.
But that's different.
Yeah.
That's not like working.
No, but I'm saying like where it's like they're like I will like go out of my way on a vacation and be like, yeah, we're in a national park. This is an insane view. I've never seen this before. I might never see this again, but like, cool. I'm gonna take my picture. I'm gonna step away and I'm gonna handle this. You know what I mean? It's still like we're like I have to like I'm just built that way. Where like if there's work in front of me, like I'm gonna get it done.
Yeah.
Like it's really it's just where like I'm working on myself. Where I feel like weekends are needed. You need to have time for yourself and not work related. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I do think, I mean, at least with the goals that I got, like I gotta be able to sacrifice some fun. And I mean, I'm only 24, so I feel like if I miss a few months, you know,
dude,
of fun, whoop-de freaking do, you know?
I got you. So take us back to like 21 Buckhead Adderall.
Spending every dollar I had straight up, like spending, like I was hitting $100,000 months on Shopify, but then, you know, chargebacks were coming in because I wasn't doing my due diligence on my, you know, manufacturers and suppliers I was using. Orders were getting there months late or not got good quality, or, you know, my VAs that I hired, I wasn't monitoring. I just got comfortable. And as soon as I just saw the numbers on my screen, I talk about this like it's nothing. Like I say this all the time now to remind myself too, like you cannot let the money get in your head. You know, one of my recent brands I just took to $1 million in sales in under 100 days as a startup company. And I literally like, it was kind of disappointing, honestly. Like I wasn't that thrilled about it because like I told my dad word for word, he's like, that's awesome. Like, you know, you just hit $1 million in sales, son. That's great. And I was like, yeah, Dad, but I'm honestly not too excited quite yet because I'm so built to expect that there's going to be a problem or an issue. And I know, and it's a true saying, more money, more problems. Where it's like now, like I'm getting really good at like not getting like too far ahead of myself and letting the money get in my head. You know what I mean? Like this is a long-term game, you know, like I'm fortunate to kind of, I got out of a deep hole. You know what I mean? Like I used to have, you know, like I said, when I was 21, I was in Buckhead. I was spending every dollar I had, truthfully. Like I openly say it now, like proudly. I lived a great lifestyle, lived in the high rise. Like it was a great life. You know, I traveled. I had every darn pair of hype shoes and
Did
clothes.
you have a girlfriend or were you single?
No, I've been single since my last girlfriend. That was when I dropped out of school.
Crazy.
Yeah, which I mean that sucked and that set me back definitely. But like I haven't been in a relationship. That's honestly been a really big impact, I think, on my path the last few years because I've been able to focus on myself. I definitely want a girlfriend. Like I'm not against that whatsoever, but it's really helped me, I think, focus on myself because like I wake up and I'm focused on me. You know what I'm saying? Nobody else. I got a lot of friends that are, you know, when I have a girlfriend, I like to be dedicated. So it's like, you know, focus now, get the bag, get things you know, in check, and the girl will come.
I think you being single, you know, is definitely the time. Like Andrew said, there's times to just put your head down. Like for me, I would be single right now if I hadn't met my wife, specifically my wife. I actually told her on my first date, I said, listen, if you're going to date me, it's going to be a very long time before we do anything. And if we do, just letting you know, like, this is my goal financially and at work, and this is like my priority. I was like, for the next like 5 to 10 years, this is a priority. So if like this is like okay with you understanding that this is my priority, and you're gonna support that, then we'll talk. Yeah, but I probably won't date you seriously because it's gonna take a lot of my time. You know what I mean? We ended up getting married, obviously, but
that was awesome.
It was just like a once in a lifetime opportunity is how I looked at it. I'm like, okay, I get to marry this girl that checks off every single box that I've like dreamt of checking. I'm like, right now, just this is it. So
it's literally like the speech in the wedding video that you gave. You're like, if
by the way, that video was awesome.
Thanks, man. I appreciate that.
That was awesome.
Thank you. It was a long time coming. lot of nights went into that edit, so I appreciate it. Bro. Thank you. But in the speech,
if you don't mind though, I want to touch just before I forget on that Buckhead thing. Like, it was so bad. Like, I want to make a point of this. Like, it was so bad. Like, how big of a hole I got in, where it's like I had like $140,000. Like, I was 21, still not on great terms with my parents then. Because once I started making money, I got even more ignorant against them. You know,
like,
it's
I was right.
Yeah, like, I'm right.
Yeah,
blah,
it was
blah,
just
blah.
like a big middle finger.
Flexing money. I mean, I went to Icebox, the jewelry store where like rappers go, on my dad's 50th birthday, and bought myself an $11,000 diamond necklace.
Jesus.
Like stupid. Like I wasn't on talking terms with my dad like just a few years ago. Like, and I was doing ignorant shit like that. Like,
damn.
And yet again, to be honest, I swiped my credit card and bought it. I had the cash, but it's like I couldn't afford it. I didn't have like, you know, tons of money saved. I had money on hold. I was living off my credit cards even for a few months, you know, like I felt like I was living a lie. So it was like a really like depressing time because like everyone thought I was doing great, you know, and most of my friends were like sophomores, juniors in college. So it's like, damn, Sam, you're on your own. Like, you know, I was trying to prove a point.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You now have, like, I like a chip on your shoulder.
Exactly. Like now I like being a lot more low key. You know what I mean? Like I like to, I don't like everyone to know my business. And I've noticed the more secretive I've gotten, the more I've grown as well. Where I don't have to make it a point. You know
Dude, honestly, I think that, I mean, shit, I see a lot of people that are living, even that aren't making, I know they're not making the type of money that supports the type of lifestyle that they are living, or at least portraying, you know? And I think, I mean, that's kind of like a big thing on social media in general, is like always trying to like show the perception that your life is better than it really is. Cause I mean, that's just like the nature of social media. You're showing the highlight reel. But dude, I mean, like you said, you know, people were thinking like, oh bro, you got it like that, blah, blah, blah. But I mean, there's plenty of people that are in so much credit card debt, and they will not humble themselves to not go out with their friends and not spend money and not have a decent car and not have a high-rise apartment that they live in by themselves. Like, they will not humble themselves to have a roommate. They won't humble themselves to drive a beater. They won't humble themselves to not go out to eat, you know, like, because they just feel like they've got to keep up with everyone else. And the fucked up part is half of those people are in the same fucking hole.
Oh, and that's the problem also about growing up in this area, was it's around a lot of money. Everyone, you know, a lot of people I grew up around, you know, and just the neighborhood alone, it's money, you know. Yep. So it's really hard.
Dude, that parking lot at Lambert is serious, bro.
Oh yeah.
So many.
Imagine your parents living in a country club, and my parents own a Nissan Leaf in high school, which is, you know, a beautiful car. And
sexy.
Before I bought my truck, my punishment for my parents before I bought my truck was you're either riding the school bus or you're driving the Leaf.
God damn.
So imagine, you know, like I was pretty popular. I knew a lot of people. I'm social as hell. I talk to everybody.
That's
like,
gonna make it done.
Fishbowl tent where you can see from window to window.
And it looks like a fishbowl.
I mean, I embraced it, you know, like some nights, just to like try not to be so freaking insecure about it. But dude, it was horrible, dude.
Horrible. In high school too.
Oh yeah, I got friends driving the lifted
Prius
trucks, and like I always wanted a lifted truck too. Like, yeah, but yeah, man, it was.
It's funny how times change too.
It really is.
I used to be like that, and now I'll go to pick up like someone like who's a big deal from the airport, and I'll like take my wife's Prius.
No, you even said.
I've told my friends, I'm on the phone with them, I'm like, hey, look for the white Lambo. You'll see me pulling up. And then they're like, dude, it's so funny.
I don't see you.
They look over the Prius, bro. I'm like, they're honking and they're ignoring me.
That's amazing.
I just don't want to believe it.
I hear you yelling. I hear you. Where are you? You're like, bro, I'm right here. That's amazing.
It's like more of a I'm like, yo, I get 78 miles of this bitch, bro.
Dude, sometimes there's this YouTuber, Salamandrin. He doesn't post that much anymore. Well, actually, he started like Spanish channels and all this stuff. But anyways, he used to he had this sick collection of cars, and his like most common car was his electric smart car. He's like, I can go into the city, park it anywhere. I don't pay for gas. It's fucking awesome.
Dude,
like,
I got a Tesla, dude. I'm saving money. I had a Tahoe. I'm saving money driving a brand new Tesla right now.
Yeah.
Just because of gas. Like it's
Totally.
I literally might not ever go back. Like straight up. It's the funnest car to drive too. I'm all about electric now. Like I'm saving like $500 to $600
We need to
a
get
month.
you a sports car though, with some beef in the back.
Dude,
Yeah,
but if
I'm
you
trying to get
but
like
you're
y'all,
but you're
man.
but you're right about the saving money part, because people, it's perception is reality kind of thing. Like people are like, oh shit, Tesla this, Tesla that. Like my brother bought a Tesla, and like if you can afford the down payment and afford the payments, like it actually is such a great investment. They hold their value really well. You're not paying for gas.
You can always justify, as I think this is honestly the first expensive like not investment, but purchase I've made
Personal purchase.
that my dad actually like respects. Like he admitted it. He was like, honestly, that was a good call, because
Yeah.
I mean the car was $72,000, but yet again, like I got a 2.7% interest rate, and I put a down payment, and my Tahoe, I was already willing and justifying paying like $1,000 a month, and then after gas, it was like a car. It was like a mortgage on a house. It was like $2,200 a month after gas. So the Tesla's $1,200 a month. Insurance is cheaper because the car is safer. I'm saving $500 to $600 a month driving a more expensive car, but like I actually justified it, and it actually does make sense.
And not only that, Tesla is the only car on the market that gets better over the years because of their over-the-air updates. Like your car can literally get faster. Like they'll be like, here's an update, congrats, now your car goes 0 to 60 in 3.1 instead of 3.2 because we optimized some shit. And like you know what's
so
even
fast.
crazier about the Model 3, like the
fast.
base models and stuff? There's lights in the wheel well, or in the footwell where your feet are, obviously. And if you get the base model, the lights don't turn on, but they're in there.
No way.
And they work.
They're
Because
just
when you get a upgrade, when you get an update to the car goes into like a little reset mode, and all the lights turn on and shit, and the footwell lights turn on. But then as soon as your car comes back online, they turn off because you didn't buy that privilege.
so funny.
Just like the same thing with like ludicrous mode. You have to like buy the performance launch mode, even though your car is fully capable of it. It's the same exact car. It's like buying a software update. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's weird
That's
that
smart,
cars are
though.
at that point.
That's smart though. That's how they should be.
I know.
Good job to Tesla. They should be upselling people in their car, bro.
And
Hey,
they're
would
the
you like
first.
to add ludicrous mode for?
Yes, they do.
12
They do.
payments of $50.
And they add full self-drive. Full self-drive
Yeah,
is
it's
a
10
paid
grand.
thing. And
Yeah.
they're going to turn it into a subscription model. It's fucking genius. And they're the first company to really democratize power in a way where, for example, if you wanted the fastest of any car, you also had to be in the highest luxury tier too, for like, if that makes sense. So for example, like you can't get a base model 3 Series with the M3 engine. You have to get the M3, which means you had to level up to all those tiers. You can't get the M5 competition with the base level model
I get it.
5 Series like interior.
Yeah, it's
But
like M. It's
they'll
the same
sell you a fucking Model 3 Performance with the same shitty ass interior as the base Model 3, and it goes 0 to 60 faster than any car on the market. Like they really give you the power for as cheap as possible. You know,
100%.
like here's the lowest end physical model, but we'll throw the most power to the wheels. And like no company is really doing that. They're kind of trying to get you to spend more in all the other places too. So it's pretty interesting.
But when you downshift, does it crackle?
No, you don't get the pop-ups.
That's the downside.
It's not as visceral. That's for sure.
I'm willing to pay out of pocket for that one.
Dude, hey.
Although I want a Tesla.
Yeah.
Don't get me
No,
wrong.
I think the best case scenario is like a GT3 RS and a fucking Tesla.
I want a foreign, but But now that I've like learned about taxes, like I
You
mentioned
don't want
earlier,
it for it anymore.
and I mentioned like all the hard lessons. Like I'm trying to, after the Rolex and the Tesla, now it's like if I buy one more, like I feel like this was a good investment. I feel like the Tesla
It's appreciated.
was
When did you buy this?
like 6 months ago.
Okay, you got it at the top then. You some shit on that one. It's
Maybe,
still appreciated.
Yeah. But regardless, like, you know, I've been wanting one. So
It's still going to go up in price.
With inflation, it's
but I'm
definitely
saying
going
2
up in
years
price.
ago, how much did you buy that for?
11.
2 years ago, that watch looks like an older model, right? Because this one is 2018.
I have no idea. I mean, I bought it brand new.
You bought it new?
Brand new.
Are you sure?
I bought it from Rolex, like brand new from my
$11K.
Yeah, after
you
taxes.
didn't get a bad price.
Yeah, I don't think
You
so.
sell for like 13.5 right now.
Yeah, I know it's worth more than what I got
Yeah.
it for. Yeah. So, but what I was saying was like this was still like, you know, my dad doesn't have a Rolex. My dad's a 54-year-old man. You know, he's worth some money. Like, you know, it was. I still feel like it was kind of dumb, but at least, you know, it's not a bad investment.
Exactly.
But what I was getting to is like now it's time to like get into real estate and like really start generating other types of wealth and income. You know
It's
what
like,
I mean?
what's cooler, having like a bunch of assets that are depreciating or having a bunch of assets that are appreciating?
Exactly.
Like having like buying tons of sick clothes and tons of sick shoes, like that's cool in the short term. But at the same time, it's like the people that you're impressing are the people that are kind of like, I hate to say it, but they're like below you sort of, because they're like looking up like, damn, I wish I had that. But the people with like real fucking wealth are like, dude, why would I spend the money on that when I could invest in real estate or have like more in my crypto portfolio or whatever the fuck?
Oh yeah, that's another thing. I'm pretty big into crypto. I like
Hell
crypto.
yeah.
I got like 5 to 6 different income streams right now. So I'm also like starting to experience like, you know, crap. I went on this vacation to Miami and spent this much money to be hung over for 8 days. Or I could have spent this $10,000 on another pressure washing trailer and I could generate $50,000, $60,000 a summer, you know. That's where like my mind, I'm starting to see myself year by year maturing, you know, where it's like, all right, yes, you have the money, but money literally means nothing if you don't know what to do with it. You know what I mean? So now it's getting exciting in like my like path right now where like I'm starting to see some real success and it's like, all right, now I'm making money again. Now it's like, let's do something good with it.
So before you made money again, what did it look like between Buckhead and the mature Sam?
It was getting in and out of e-commerce and pressure washing and also roofing. Like I was practically just like dabbling into everything for like, let's just say like the last 2.5 years. Like I'd say the last 12 months is really when I, you know, have seen like the end of the tunnel, like at least like some real success and real like numbers and yada yada. But
So after the Stanley thing and you sold that website, what were some of the businesses that you started?
I started selling the AirPods, the Rose Bears,
So what happened
the
with the
name
AirPods?
necklaces. Oh, I mean, I remember waking up about 8 days in a row, like 3 or 4 months after I shut down the AirPods store, and my business checking account was like negative 11,000. Next day, after I transferred money over, the next day it was like negative 5,000. Like all of these chargebacks started getting submitted, and I started just losing my ass. Like I'm talking like my ROAS.
Were you scared?
Oh, I was scared. I mean, my ROAS was like 5 or 6. Like it was great, you know, and it wasn't competitive. You know, it wasn't as saturated back then when I was selling these buy two get one free. You know, I was doing all these quality discounts. I mean, I was slinging these things, but I was starting to get all these chargebacks, and I was spending the money. That's when I was living in Buckhead, when I was making all this money, right? So I mean, I was, like I said, I bought the necklace. I had every damn pair of shoes you could think of. I was going on vacations. I was buying the nicest meals everywhere I was going. I was spending my money. So like, I mean, I'm good at following trends. That's what I'm still doing. But I was practically like, I had so many stores at once. Like I'm saying, like I had like 8 stores at once where like 4 stores all got their payment processors on hold. So like I was making 50 grand on this store, 100 grand on this store a month. And then like out of nowhere, I had like 4 stores, like PayPal's banned, Stripe's banned, this is banned. Then I had this credit card bill due. Then I had my $2,000 rent due, my truck payment, like, you know, like everything just started coming in, and like it was like a reality check. And I was like, shit, like I have been so clueless of like how big of a hole I'm in, because I'm just thinking of new idea after new idea.
And you're just seeing the numbers.
Oh,
roll
it was
in.
insane. We're like, no joke, I took like 6 months off of e-commerce, like anything e-commerce related. Like I literally, like I had a good buddy named Chris who like owns a big commercial roofing company now, and he was big into roofing, and I've always been in a blue collar pressure
Chris
washing.
Elam?
Chris, yeah, Elam.
Yeah,
you know Josh?
I know Josh.
Yeah, great
That's
family.
so funny.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I love them. Chris is like a really good friend of mine.
Yeah,
Just
that's
talking
awesome.
shit about him. You're like, oh, it's my best friend.
No. Seriously, it's funny because you said Chris and you said roofing. And earlier when you said roofing, I thought of Chris because I knew he went off and did roofing shit.
Yeah, he's really successful.
He is.
We lived together for a little bit.
That's
like,
so funny.
yeah, like literally, like me and him, like I came from pressure washing, so me and Chris like used to like be friends in high school around like blue collar stuff, and I like got out of it when I started getting into the drop shipping. I literally kicked pressure washing to the curb. Like I was like, Dad, take the trailers. Like we were still beefing then too, so I was like, perfect. Like I can get away from doing business with my dad, which I don't recommend doing business with family. That's just my opinion, at least for me and my dad's relationship back then. But I was like, this is my way to get out. I threw everything away, and then after I got myself in a hole like that, I called my dad and I was like, I gotta start pressure washing again. Like I gotta do something that's like way less stressful, no marketing costs. Like if a machine breaks, you fix it. Like I just need to like reset.
Ad spend scares you.
Oh my God. I mean, not scares me.
No, I get what you're saying. Yeah.
Yeah. Like I'm saying like where it's like, I'm not spending 50 grand to make 10 grand. You know, I'm saying like no credit card bill. I was like just looking for like no stress practically.
That's a scary part of ad spend at the end of the day. I think people really underestimate the toll bad ad spend takes on a business.
100%.
You know,
Because
like,
and knowing your true margin, like even like up until like a year and a half ago, like I took a brand from like 0 to like 300,000 in like less than like a month. And like after like doing all the numbers, like after the hype, I was like, wow, we did all that for like 8%. You know, it was like we spent like $180,000 in ads in like 30 days to make like, you know, that much money.
it's just addicting. Like,
My God. Well, I mean,
spend more.
what's
Because it
better
feels
than
like a money
cha-ching?
machine.
I mean, come on, the cha-ching notification like is insane. You know, there's no better feeling than that. I mean, it's like a cash app, but like when it's every second, you know, it's addicting. But I literally took a break, dude, for like 6 months, and then I like started working with another family friend of mine who like had like a little marketing agency and started slowly getting back into it, where I was like, all right, I'm gonna go to this at a different approach. I'm gonna work at a marketing agency for about 6 months, maybe stay with them, maybe not.
Did you stay for 6 months?
Yeah, I did. And I mean, it was
Good for you.
It was miserable, to be completely honest with you. Like I was undervalued too, which I mean, you got to start from the bottom, though, as I'm sure everyone deals with. You know, everyone wants to make more, and you gotta, you know, be willing.
Well, it's
to
worth
learn
being undervalued if you know that you're going to be overvalued long term.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I look at it.
And I look at everything as a means to an end. I say that all the time, and like I knew like it was like, all right, I'm not making like the big money right now, but like I've been, like I said, I don't like the money getting in people's head. I'm a victim of that still all the time. I say it to myself almost every day. I'm like, dude, you could like just calm down. Like, you know, the money's coming. That's my problem. Like when I was working for that marketing agency, I wasn't making the big bucks anymore, but it was kind of like relaxing having a steady paycheck for the first time in multiple years. You know, I was like, all right, I know I'm getting paid on Friday, X amount of money. And it was a good like feeling, but I discovered in that time period that I can't work for somebody.
You're like
You know
a
what I mean?
recovering drug dealer.
Yeah, no, literally, literally, dude.
So I'm going to try getting off this.
Dude, seriously, dude, like once it is like you said, you know, you get addicted to the cha-ching. Because also I think the hard thing with like ads is it's like this weird wheel of money in, money out. It's like, how can I put money in that gives me X amount of times money out?
It's not even that. When you play that tight on your margins, depending on your business model, if it's a good back end model, okay. If it's not, you're playing this very dangerous game of money in, not money out. Money in, money in processing, money out. So there's like a 3-day window of scale that is kind of fucking you. And it could go the wrong way big time because you try to push the limits to increase that number. You're at an 8% margin. You have 2-3 bad days back to back. You now need like 12 normal days to recover from those bad days of margin. So you play this game of cash flow where that 3 days, if you scale, breaks you. So you kind of have to play a little different. You know
100%.
what I mean? It's a two-edged sword.
And sometimes I like me and my buddy Austin, who's like my main partner on a lot of these like brands and trends that we follow. It's like sometimes it's not a matter of like we could do, you know, X amount a month, but it's like sometimes like we find that sweet spot. Like, hey, we're not stressed. We can, you know we can our infrastructure can fulfill this amount of orders a month. We're making X, Y, and Z a month. This is one income stream. Like,
is it weird knowing that you could be making more, but you're like choosing not to?
Yes, it definitely is. But like now it's like one of
It's
our
more healthy though.
Oh, 100%. Like it's just like, because also it's like, you know, like I said, like don't let the money get in your head. Like I'll continue to say, it's like, you know, slow down. Like, you know, like I'm 24 years old. Like I keep telling myself that. It's like, this is the beginning. You know what I mean? It's like I'm fortunate to have gotten out of the hole.
It's so hard in this world.
It is
to do that.
It is.
because everyone pulls their dicks out online.
Oh, I know. Well, that's the thing. I'm in the automation space, right? I got about 18 Amazon clients, okay? But I'm low-key about it. I don't run ads. I don't have a Lamborghini that I rent. Like, I think that space has a pretty bad reputation, in my opinion, because, you know, people are smart, especially scammers, which everyone's a scammer online mostly. You know, it's
Apparently
hard to find.
I am. I got 4 scammers with my name.
I got
slinging
3.
deals.
I got 3 fake accounts this week, actually.
Bro,
For me
I was
or for
followed
you?
by a fake
me,
account
man.
of you.
What's going on?
They're
man?
going nuts, bro. They're just going for friends
Dude,
of friends.
it's
of friends
actually
of friends.
wild. I got a fake account of you, and I believed it for a second, and I followed Eddie's trick. You know what Eddie's trick is to know a fake account? You click on their story highlights, and they're all from one day ago.
Yeah.
That
Well,
was the
it's
way.
crazy how people go spend the time.
It was
to
weird, 'cause
match
I was
it
like,
to
I thought
a
he
T
followed
like
me.
that. It gotta be, you know, some international, you know, $3 an hour.
Bro,
hacker
my
or
thing
something.
is pinging from like Virginia.
It's
Fucking
weird.
rats. Some rat in Virginia. is
See,
mine.
I want to figure out who's
Bro,
doing
you know how
this.
much money he's made? He's made more than I make, bro. I like Andrew.
It's
knows.
literally-
I've showed him.
People are falling for it.
40K. People send 40K, 10K, 15K, 15K,
crypto.
15K, 10K.
Well, see, that's the problem is that people know that I sell, you know, automation, right? But I don't run ads for it. But people know. I feel like a lot of people go towards people that obviously like you and I, like we leverage our social media to make money as well. So they know our following, you know. So they're like DMing them like, hey, how's your Amazon store? Blah blah blah. They're trying to sell people like what I do.
At least they fucking sell them what you do, bro. My guys fall for the stupidest shit.
It's crazy.
Hey, bro, how's your trading?
Well, you know what's
fuck
insane
you,
is
man.
how people send 10 to 20, 30, 40, $50,000 after a few DMs of being pitched, and people just send it and without a contract. That's what's crazy about this automation space is like I could have 100 clients right now. I could have collected $3 to $5 million bucks, but I had to decline people because I know my infrastructure couldn't fulfill that. So in my eyes, I care about my reputation. It's like, yeah, I could have made the quick money, but like I had to make all those people their money back. And you know, what if I have all these problems, which I'm honestly encountering a lot of problems right now with my Amazon stores. We're kind of switching to Amazon FBA, more wholesale. There's a lot of, you know, policy issues with drop shipping and headaches to get around the loopholes and stuff.
And they're only getting tighter, honestly.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. And, you know, I leverage virtual assistants, you know, to run all my stores, and they know how to do the drop shipping method for the most part. So it's like, you know, now they have to relearn. It's just long term, I think, you know, FBA is the route. But long story short, I'm saying like I'm in that space, and it's, you know, I have about 18 clients right now, but I could have 100. You know, I could be like that on social media, but I can't. And I don't want the money to get in my head like that. You know, it's like I have 18 stores making 30 to 50% net profit off each store per month. You know, that's pretty good. You know what I mean? It's like if you but if you have 100 people, that's no automation person can fulfill hundreds of clients like that. Drop shipping, at least in my opinion. So it's like, you know, I didn't want to dig myself too far in the hole. You know what I mean? If I had 100 clients right now, I wouldn't even be able to make the podcast. I'd be ripping my hair out, honestly.
You'd be back on Adderall for sure.
Oh, dude. Crazy.
No chance.
Oh, yeah.
But, like, you know, that's an important point, though. You got to conserve your reputation, though, more than anything.
100%.
People are only going to remember the fucking shit that you gave them.
Exactly.
And they'll tell everyone else.
Mm-hmm.
And then forever, you'll just be a schmuck.
100%.
Scumbag of the fucking internet space.
Yeah.
Yup.
I don't want to be on Baller Busters, dude.
No.
Yeah. I feel like a lot of people are just living in the moment. You know, just like we were talking about earlier with people partying and shit. They just say fuck it, and they'll do whatever they can to make money right now. Dude, at the beginning of this year, I like wrote down a list of all the people that I wanted to spend more time with and people I wanted to spend less time with.
Yikes. Which one was I on?
You were definitely on the more, actually.
Oh.
There were some people that just didn't make the list. You know, it's like I'll spend the normal amount of time.
Neutral time.
But I was
on the more list?
You're on the more list.
I respect.
And there's people on the less list, and it was interesting. Like I was just writing, you know, like I was just like, honestly,
Sometimes you have to.
I didn't even
talking
plan.
to yourself.
Yeah, I've recently been starting to journal in the sauna. Actually, like in the morning, I'll get in the sauna, and that's my time. Normally, I'm just gonna be sitting there like listening to a podcast or listening to music or something. So I might as well like try to integrate that, because I've tried to do journaling in the past, and I just like never made it part of my morning routine because I don't have much of a morning routine besides just like going to the gym and stuff.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, okay, I'll like bring this in the sauna. It's something I can do. So I didn't even plan on like writing that list. It was just like in my head, it popped in my head, like who do I want to spend more time with this year? Who do I want to spend less time with? And it's funny, a lot of the people that I want to spend less time with, it wasn't that they're like bad people necessarily, or that like, you know, I hate them or anything like that. It was more so that I felt like their like macro beliefs were just like not aligned with mine, and like their mindset towards acquiring things or, whatever the case might be, was always like slightly boiled down to being skewed towards a selfish desire, towards like I guess like giving and wanting everyone to succeed desire. Like it was like if push came to shove, they would fuck you over. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
I
and that's
don't
really
trust,
shitty.
I honestly don't trust like anybody. Like my circle is very small and it's continuously getting
He's
smaller.
like, oh, no one.
Like literally, like I trust very few people. The people that I talk to every day, which is very few, those are the only people that I trust. Like literally, like I believe like the more like the smaller your circle is, the better, in my opinion. Like that's how I feel. No,
Let me give a perspective. Over time.
Well, networking is everything. Networking's got me where I am today.
That's not what I was gonna say. I was gonna say over time that small circle becomes bigger just because you meet more people that belong in that circle.
Yeah, but if you're pickier about who you surround yourself by, and you
Exactly, but don't say like I only want 4.
Yeah. Oh no.
Because you know what I mean. Because then you're gonna miss out on the next 4, which could be just as good.
I say my circle's small. It's like 20, 30 people I talk to every day. But it's like
that's a lot of people.
It's only people that like I'm benefiting from, and that like we're all leveraging from each other, and we're growing. We got the same goals and intentions. Because I believe in like once you find like a good genuine person, whether they do the same thing as you or not, or they make $10 an hour and you make $1,000 an hour, that doesn't matter at all to me. It's just a matter of like when you find genuine good people nowadays, you have to keep them around you.
Yeah.
Because it's very rare in my opinion to come across those people nowadays.
You know what's interesting? I feel this is so weird because I never thought that this was going to be the way that I would like communicate with my friends and stuff like that. I feel like the number one way that I keep up with and like communicate with my friends is us commenting on each other's Instagram stories. Like in a weird way.
Yeah, my circle's a lot bigger if you talk commenting on stories.
No, but I mean like even
quick
just
and easy. You don't have to start the conversation.
But it's weird. Like I feel like I'm not the type of person that's like texting someone just like, yo, what's up? Or like, yo, how's your whatever. It's like it always
don't need to do that
starts
anymore. Everyone tells you automatically.
Yeah.
That's why we have stories in social media.
Yeah. It's weird though, because I was thinking about that the other day, that there are some people that like call their friends every day and text their friends every day and stuff like that. I guess I don't know. The people that I guess I'm not as much of like an outreach type person like that, but it's weird. Like I'll look through my Instagram DMs and I feel like I'm scrolling like a couple times to get to like yesterday, What?
Oh, I was saying like I scroll through DMs with people and it's just this. It's like comment on story, comment on story, comment on story, comment on story, comment.
Yeah, but I feel like it's always the conversation starter, the icebreaker of the conversation is always commenting on the story, and then it will like potentially evolve
like 5-6
into,
messages.
Yeah. But it's weird because I like if you would have told me like when I first got Instagram that Instagram was going to be like the main way that you like talk to not even just keep up with your friends, but like even just like talk to them. I don't know. It feels weird.
I mean, I message like 5 people daily.
Yeah.
You're one of them. I'd say that's
yeah.
I
you all got like a few friends that you share stories with daily.
Dude, I barely even I don't have notifications on my texts. Like people think I'm fucking around when I'm like, oh hey, didn't see this. It's like 5 days later, but I'm answering like 15 messages 5 days later. You know what I mean? Like like it'll be like I open my text. I open
while I'm doing something and I forget to respond.
Exactly, and I don't even have notifications, so nothing's bringing
really
me
bad
back
with
to
that
text. Like no one's gonna text me; it's gonna show up, and I'm gonna be like, "Oh, okay." Anyways, bad problem to have. 21 started 22-ish now. Let's go back to that. The branch got long.
Yeah.
22. Now you're back into dropshipping. What's the difference here? Pre 6-month cleanse versus post 6-month cleanse.
I'm going at it with a different approach.
Okay.
I also was like coaching people where like I was like, all right, I know I have a lot of knowledge. I've learned a lot of lessons and I like teaching people, like truthfully. Like, I like trying to help people avoid the bumps along the road that I made. So I like started coaching people where I was making money, not spending any money on marketing. And I was like, all right, let's start smaller, not chase the big numbers. Let's actually learn more. Let's branch out to TikTok, Snapchat, Google. I started like branching out my knowledge as well. And after I worked with that agency, I saw also what they were doing. So I gathered a lot of game through that. But then as I said, I identified I don't want to work for anybody else. And I was like, all right, I want to do e-commerce, but I can't just depend on it right away. Big money will come, hopefully, with e-com, but I got to ease into it.
You need some security.
Exactly. So therefore, I started the pressure washing business again, where I have a trailer. Now we have a few, and I at least have
How are you getting business?
Honestly, mostly through word of mouth. We've been doing in this area now collectively, me and my dad, for about 8 years. Like, I'm literally known as the pressure washing like kid in high school. Like, still today, like I get calls from like friends' parents I haven't talked to in years. Like, hey, you still pressure washing? Like, we do like whole neighborhoods in here. Like, we're fully booked out like 5 months out right now. Like,
Nice.
straight up. Like my dad's doing like a full neighborhood right now.
Never ran an ad?
Never ran an ad.
Bro, what are you doing?
Don't have a
man?
website. Well, that's the thing. My
You're
dad.
like a dropshipping guy, bro. You should be running.
Well,
some
see, that's the
Facebook.
thing. That's the thing. Like, we could, but you know, like my dad, we're as big as we want to be right now.
Then you got to worry
Exactly.
more about fulfillment.
Wait, this is an
Exactly.
important point. I want to dig deep on this. This is a fucking fire topic that I always tell people this. That you're as big as you want to be.
Yeah.
That's it. There's no problem.
Which
with
is a
that.
great thing to say, you know, and that's another thing that my dad's been a really good impact on me is that like me being me, knowing I run ads. Dad, you need a website. Dad, you can run ads. It's like, yeah, son, I could, but like as long as I make X amount a year and you know I can retire by this time and the bills are paid, like that's the difference between you being your age and me being me. I've worked my whole life, you know. He's like blah blah blah, and that's good for me to hear. And you know, and also my dad's margins are insane, and like you know, we get as much work as we want, and we decline work when we don't want to do it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's powerful, you know?
Downside is your dad will never attract super high skilled and talented people. That's the downside.
Yeah, and his problem is he's just like me. I'm his son. My dad is 50-something years old, doing the manual labor every day,
Which he shouldn't be.
because he has the high standards and he's a workaholic, and that's how he is. But he's brought white collar mentality into blue collar, and he's crushing it because he's way more professional than most of these contractors out there.
Good point. Good point.
You know what I mean?
So we coach agency owners, okay? And one of the people I was talking to, he does very well. He does, 40, 50 grand a month, okay? And he was like, hey, his objection to some of the things I was teaching was like, hey, bro, I just don't want to be as big as you guys. Like, I don't want to have a team that big. I don't want to push content. I don't want to do that. And the conversation was about hiring. And I was like, okay, but like, what do you want? And his answer was like, I want 40 grand profit every month for me and my family. And I want to work 20 hours a week. I'm like, great. So like, get those things, hire more skilled people to grow the company, and they get something else that's more than their salary. As long as you get your thing here, plus whatever else you get when you grow, then who cares? Let it grow, give it to someone else, make more money, spend less time, and give them an opportunity of a lifetime. And then you'll attract more skilled people. And so he switched that switch on his team, and his entire team became way more motivated. Not that, just the fact that they thought that was it for them. Like, this is the end of the path. We're not growing anymore. The boss doesn't want to grow anymore. He doesn't want more clients. He doesn't want more headaches. This is it. I'll never make more than this. This is the situation. We're not going anywhere. That's like very demoralizing. Growth,
Totally.
Oh,
I believe, is one of the
100%.
most empowering factors of humans. You know what I mean? And so when you take away the potential of growth, someone just says, hey, this is our ceiling. You can't get anyone who wants to win, because like winners don't want that ceiling knowing it's already there.
Yeah.
Like they want to hit they want to get to
high
the ceiling.
performers at least.
Exactly, which is the point,
Yeah.
right? So like maybe it's best for your dad, and your dad has a similar situation.
Yeah, I was just
right?
thinking that too.
Yeah, like
And it's a means to an end too. He's only going to have another year or two left. He's growing X amount of percentage per year. He's going to have an exit strategy. He's going to sell the business. Like, it's like, but I agree. Like, I tell him all the time, like, why are we running ads? Like, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
But it's like also like the more machines, the more problems, the machine. It's just also like a very headache type business in its own
Exactly.
way. You know what I mean?
like what if someone came in and was like, hey, give me 20% of this if I get us to this number?
Oh yeah, yes. I mean, he would probably do that.
That's what I'm saying.
If someone would come to
That's
him.
a nice
but-
switch to flip.
You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
I'd be like, do it.
Yeah.
It's yours.
It's also like it's his baby. He's
Mhm.
now spent since he left Morgan Stanley. Like he took a year off working, and then like was like,
So what, 10 years ago?
like no, like I'm saying like after like I stopped pressure washing, like
Mhm.
after e-commerce, like me and my dad helped me start it.
Yeah.
It was perfect timing when like my dad was ending his corporate like kind of career.
So what was
And
that,
he
like
wanted-
6 years ago, 5 years ago?
Yeah, like 4 or 5 years ago.
Okay, so
And I'm-
pretty recent.
Yeah, and I'm
Okay.
saying he quit, and he was like, hey, like I want my own thing. I've always worked for the man or somebody.
Mm-hmm.
I see a great opportunity in this business. I'm gonna take it over, son. Like it's mine now. He literally took it over in the last 3-4 years. Has been every day working on it. And the winters are the slow season. So that's another thing that's cool about that business is that like you can do other things.
You get time.
Yeah.
So we also have a Christmas light business because the same
That's a good
clientele.
That is so funny that you said it because I was just thinking I have some family friends that own a Christmas tree farm and shit.
Yeah.
And I was just thinking about that aspect because
Yeah.
they can make their bag during the winter on that thing, and then during the rest of the year they focus on their other shit.
Dude, Christmas lights. That's what my other business partner Alex. That's one of his businesses that we kind of collaborated on since my clientele is the same as his.
Yeah.
Christmas lights are amazing, man. It's phenomenal. We work for like 8 weeks and you got like 5 weeks off. Everyone enjoys the lights and then you make money again charging them to take it down.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty cool. That's why I'm a fan of blue collar. Like I love e-commerce, but like honestly, like e-commerce to me, like I see some pretty big money in it and myself over the next few years is my goal. I want to take this brand I'm currently running to 8 figures ideally by the end of this year. It's like how big my head is around.
But
this current
e-commerce is one of
brand.
the hardest businesses.
It's
to
one of
run.
the hardest,
I don't
exactly,
care what
but it's a
anyone
means
says.
to an end. It's hard and it's a headache in my opinion. So it's like I'm gonna do it to make a lot of substantial money.
It's
and then
sexy
I
though.
might get out of it.
It's sexy because people just think like, oh, I can work from my phone. I can work from my laptop. I don't have to get my hands dirty. I don't have to humble myself and do some fucking menial labor and do heavy shit with my dumb meat vehicle.
Yeah, but they don't
I can
know
just use
about-
my brain and my little phone.
They don't know about the 4 hours we spent today on the phone with Amex filing 30 grand worth of
100%.
chargebacks on Alibaba.
100%. It's
They
like
don't understand meeting at midnight because your conversion rate's a third of what it is ever for the last 2 days, and you're like losing money. You're like, what the fuck is happening?
what happened. Yeah.
You know what
Emergency.
I mean? Like,
And one thing I wanted to bring up is like as far as people figuring out their actual goal, I think that's like the first important thing, like figure out what it is that you actually want and be honest with yourself. And, once you get to that spot, I think sometimes you realize you haven't been fully honest with yourself and maybe you do want a little more because there's always going to be that. But I think the biggest problem is people doing things that are diametrically opposed to their end goal in trying to get there, So like if your end goal is to just spend more time with your family and your kids and stuff, but you're working 80 hours a week in order to get to that financial freedom, you're doing something that's like diametrically opposed to your end goal.
but what if you have to keep them alive and surviving and having
Yeah.
the necessities, the things that they need?
For sure.
That's a primary responsibility over spending time with them. I don't care what anyone says. Like,
Mm-hmm.
if you can't pay for your kids to live in a decent life, that's a more important.
No,
problem than
100%,
time.
100%.
Like, that's number one responsibility.
100%. But if you have that problem, now you need to work backwards from that problem to get there.
No, I
and
get what
collapse
you're
time
saying. I
and
get what
shit.
you're saying. But like, let me give an example. Dad says that, but like now he actually has to work 60-hour weeks to get ahead enough to work 40-hour weeks to spend more time with them to eventually work 35-hour weeks off of real estate investments. Example, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like, you have to go harder to get ahead to be able to use that time that you got ahead to spend it with them. You know what I mean? Kind of like what he's saying is like what you're saying earlier.
Yeah.
Young, head down, knocking it out. I'm the type of person who's like grind really hard for like 3-4 weeks and then like 3 days, like from a Friday afternoon end of the day to like Sunday, don't give a fuck about anything.
Oh, that's literally exactly how I am.
I'm like, this is I literally don't give a fuck.
Oh,
And
literally.
my wife knows, and like for the first time this weekend, she gave one of those weekends. I've never seen her do it. I got home, the whole dishes weren't done, clothes was everywhere. I've never seen it in my entire life. And she's like, I'm so sorry, babe. I just like didn't want to do anything. I'm like, thank God. It's about time. I'm like, I feel so guilty doing nothing once a month, and then boom, she's doing everything that day. But you need it, bro. You need like a reset phase.
That's why I travel, like leverage American Express travel points and get a free flight and a free stay somewhere and go somewhere practically for free for 3 to 4 days and practically have my phone off. Do that. I do that every few months. That's practically like how I like reward myself. I sometimes like booking a trip like a few months out where I have something to look forward to, where I'm like, all right, yeah, I'm going to miss out on fun the next 3 months every single weekend.
That
But,
helps
like,
a lot.
This is my goal. I like setting like 60 to 90 day goals. I don't believe like I have like my goals in my phone for the whole year. I'm on notes, right? Oh, well, besides all my missed calls, but I like to have like goals for like the whole year where it's on like a notes. I got like written down. I see it every day. But I like focus more on like short term goals more than like the long term as of right now. It's because I feel like I'm so young. It's like focus on the next 30 days. Don't focus on a year from now. You know what I mean?
Like you said, 60, 90 days at a time. Sometimes it's better to break down your goals like that anyways. Because it's like you said, the concept of a vacation in 90 days. Like, for example, when I used to travel in the summer, I used to be totally fine not doing shit from like January to like May, because I was like, yo, in May, I'm going out for a month. Like, I have no excuses. I go hard right now because I have that goal. It makes it easier because I'm like, hey, that's it right there. That's the finish line.
Yeah.
And you like visually see it, and it's just a lot easier to like not care about the other things.
It's like when you're holding a plank and you have no time limit, you're going to give up way quicker.
But it says like a minute 20, minute 19, minute 18. You're like, I can do this.
Yeah, you're like, I can push through to this. And like, I think it's like the same thing with goals. It's like, because if you, for example, if you're like in so much student loan debt and you can't see the fucking light at the end of the tunnel, you're like, fuck it. I'm just going to go out and rack up more debt, because what's more debt? Like, I don't even care at this point, you know, like,
it's so gone.
I don't even see, I can't, I'm trying to dig, but I'm still sinking deeper in the quicksand, like, you know. But if you can figure out how to, you know, live, like, I mean, Dave Ramsey says this, and I don't really love Dave Ramsey's thoughts on a lot of things, but he says,
fucking kills me, actually. This guy's like the worst advice giver I've ever
He's
seen.
so bad at advice sometimes, but one piece of advice I love that he says is, you got to live like no one else, so then you can live like no one else. You got to make the sacrifices.
Says that.
I know, but that's
not a Dave Ramsey quote.
I've heard him say it a shit ton of times, because when I was younger, I took like a money thing with my parents with him. But anyways, he said, you got to live like no one else so you can live like no one else. You got to make the sacrifices now and not go out and not do dumb shit and not spend your money on stupid stuff that's going to be fleeting. And even like for me, going out to eat and like going to bars and stuff, it's like, dude, like, you're going to enjoy that food for now and you're going to have a fun drink. But like, if you're really trying to just like get fucked up with your friends, like, just go home and make some drinks, dude.
It's different at a club though, bro. Come on.
I don't know. It's just not for me.
We went to the club. So we went to a club this weekend for a bachelor party Friday. We got a table. I mean, we're having a good time. I was like, you know, I'm like you. You're like, I don't drink really that much. I drink like once a year, maybe. Like, actually drink. Like, I'll have like a few tequilas or like a few tequilas or margaritas, like, here and there, but like,
but it also takes a lot for you to get fucked up.
I'm a fucking yeah. It's like I have to pound the bottle down on excessive amounts. It's reckless, but it's the only way. I have to be like 20, 30 shots deep to be like having a messed up night. Not like sloppy, but like just like I don't care. Anyways, besides my tolerance levels, we're partying and then like the club is full, and you know, like Fredo came up to me. He was like, damn, bro. He's like 70% of the people here are just celebrating that it's Friday. That's it. I'm like, you know, and Fredo doesn't like talk like that either. He doesn't like, you know, put things into like the work hard perspective ever.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And he came and he like had a few drinks in him and he said that, and I was like, yeah, you're fucking right, actually. They're literally just celebrating that it's like,
they don't have to go to work tomorrow.
Not even that. It's not even that they don't have to go to work tomorrow. It's that like, it's Friday.
Yeah.
If they had meetings at like noon the next day, they would still go out on Friday.
Yeah, you're right.
What blows my mind is like, I feel I'm fortunate to say, like, you know, I make decent money, and like, I'm not cheap whatsoever. Like, I'm pretty bad at like just not caring, and I'll swipe the card. But like, going out and like, especially here in Atlanta, like going out to the city, like, I like have to try not to spend a few $100s just to go out with a few friends, and then when I'm laying in bed the next day, hungover as crap, dreading it, I'm like, just thinking in my head, like, I think like that was a lot of money, and that was pointless. Like, how are they justifying every weekend, even sometimes Thursday night, Friday, and Saturday night? It's like, holy crap!
I always think about
how do
like
you save money. You know,
I think about that all the time.
I always think about it. I'm like, I could have had like 2 pairs of really sick shoes,
or like 2 Solana, or like, you know, like by now I could have bought a full Ethereum. You know, instead of doing. I mean, I've gone to Tongue and Groove here in Atlanta and spent a few grand in a night.
You're like,
just,
that's an
you know, swiping the platinum card, like, you know, loving it in the moment, and then you wake up the next day, and I'm like, dude, like,
there's no refunds.
Crypto's down right now,
and you make like top 1% income. You know what I mean? That's
and you're thinking that way,
bro. I drive home sometimes. I'll be driving with my wife, and I'll be like, babe, how the fuck, like, do I feel so poor right now? Like, I'm like, I fucking have a huge I have multiple companies. You know, I'm working hard as shit. I'm making money. I was like, I'm not spending it. My wife doesn't buy any designer shit. You know what I mean? She can if she wanted to. She never does. I mean, fuck, I just told you this shirt was from Walmart. You know what I mean? Like, And so it was like, I'm not saying all my shit's from Walmart, but like a lot of it is. I don't really care. If it looks good, I'll wear it. I don't really give a fuck what it is. You know what I mean? And I don't feel like, you know, it's not like I'm driving a fucking Lambo.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't spend, so I feel poor.
Well, it
not poor.
seems like
you know what I
drive
mean?
a
Not
Lambo
poor.
because no matter how far back in the Lifetime parking lot you park, someone always wants to park next to your car. I've almost done it before just to mess with you. Like, it's actually quite funny. I keep
Like
up,
right next to it, right?
I keep up with those stories you post, and I was like, dude, that is hysterical.
Every time, bro, there'll be no one for like 100 spots, and someone
like
fucking parks
nobody, and then it's like boom, like right next to him.
Right. I don't even see him too. I get to my car, I'm like, motherfucker, you park right next to me.
I think it's maybe just a weird desire, or not desire, but like a weird thing of like security or something. Like if I'm next to this car, I don't know. I don't know why people do it. Maybe they're just sheep. They're like, well, this guy parked right here.
It just doesn't make sense.
I just need to park right next to him. It's like going up to the urinals. There's like a million urinals and going and peeing right next to that guy.
Yeah, it is.
That's
just
what
like that.
that's what that's like.
But like sprinkling on his shoe too. Because
Bro.
I'm like, fuck, did he hit my door?
Bro,
Like,
there was one time where this guy, oh my God, I don't know if I've ever told this story. I was at Regal and there was no dividers. And there was this guy next to me that started like, he must have been drunk or something. He started peeing, like he started like misaiming and peeing on the side of the toilet, and it was sprinkling on me, bro. And I didn't even know what to do because I was like mid peeing. So I couldn't like punch him or something. Like, I just had no idea what to do. I was just like, yo, what the fuck? And he was just like, whoa. And I just got pissed on. Like, what the hell? Like, that was just a weird story. Anyways.
Thanks for throwing that in.
Yeah.
We really
needed
needed
I
that
appreciate that story.
Yeah.
one. Yeah, we really needed that one. Thanks. So okay.
In life, you either get pissed off or pissed on, you know? There's the moral.
You know, Billie Jean used your quote.
Really?
Play stupid games, win stupid prizes.
That's not my quote, but hey, I'll take credit.
No, but like the quote you keep
Yeah,
saying.
yeah.
You know what I mean? It was so funny because he put a post about the Will Smith thing,
Hey.
and he put it in there. So now, what's life like now? What are you working on now? Like what? Where have things progressed? You're only 24.
The main thing in the pipeline right now is the brand that we just collabed on. Y'all just helped me with some content, which I'm stoked to see. Y'all are fire. So, by the way, for anyone that doesn't know, I literally met Eddie in the Lifetime locker room because he heard me say like retargeting campaign or like something revolving
like
marketing.
You know what's funny too is
And it's like big eyes spark and he's like, ecom? Like,
We're like both half naked. I'm like, so you do ecom?
you know what's really funny
like
too?
towels on.
When you introduced yourself to me in the Lifetime locker room, it was the same situation. I heard you on the phone talking about some shit, and I'm like this guy definitely does ecom.
yeah, I remember that.
And then I was like, is it weird to like say something? I'm in the locker
It's
room.
like, it's 7
and then you
a.m.,
were like, yo, you're partners with Eddie, right? Or you work with 4Media. And I was like, yeah. But it was just so funny because I was literally overheard the same type of thing and had the same thought.
That's how it works, bro.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Literally. That's why the power of literally, like, my parents joking me about the sauna, but like I've closed deals in the sauna. Like some of my biggest deals I've closed are literally from me just being nice, saying hello to like someone in like the sauna or on the treadmill or stair climber and seeing them a third or fourth time, and then boom, like me and Eddie, you know. I literally saw him at Lifetime a few times, and I traveled, he was gone, swiped up on each other's stories, then we started doing business together, and now I'm sitting in a podcast, you know. That's how things work.
100%.
But-
All from a towel.
Oh, crazy.
All from a towel.
But regarding like what I'm up to, like I got this brand right now that me and my partner just took to $1 million in sales in 94 days to be exact. We're following a pretty trendy product right now, which unfortunately I'm not going to get into, but it's kind of a secret. I want to disclose it like once we really blow it up. We're working on a pretty cool project regarding the product right now, which y'all are part of obviously, but
Yes.
we'll talk about that next podcast, we'll say.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, long story short, I got this brand that I'm chasing to hit 8 figures with. We're going to launch a sister company along with that as well here in the near future, along with a few other things revolving that. And then I got the 18 Amazon clients that I run automated stores for.
What does that exactly mean for people listening? Like, what are you doing?
So like people invest money into me for their own Amazon storefront.
It's like 40 grand.
It ranges. I used to sell it for a little bit more. I tried. I don't know if you knew about the whole Walmart thing. Walmart, but that was kind of a bust.
Big bust.
I got into Walmart.
Explain it for people.
So
we used to
Walmart.
explain Amazon first.
I'll explain. Okay, so Amazon, practically people give me an investment from anywhere from $20,000 to $50,000 for an automated Amazon store, where practically I do everything from them A to Z, where they give me the initial investment
and they front ad spend on their credit card.
On their credit card, yes. They leverage the.
But it's part of the profits.
We leverage the credit card for fulfillment.
Mm-hmm.
So and then we take a profit split. So depending on how much money they give me reflects on the profit split, and also when the profit split begins. So about half my clients are drop shipping clients, and the other half of my clients are wholesale clients. So that's the difference in like the price range. I don't know how much they've given me, but practically like all my clients pay me from anywhere of 20 to 50% net profit per month, and they do nothing but own the storefront. All the money goes to their bank account every 2 weeks practically from Amazon. We have a P&L sheet made for them. I have an in-house team of virtual assistants from the Philippines, Colombia to Afghanistan, and we got about like 70 total employees that work for us, and they're honestly like the back-end brains that help us fulfill 18 clients. And we have a profit and loss sheet for our clients, weekly calls. We handle everything from fulfillment, sourcing, customer service, returns, everything. That's what one of our warehouses is used for. And we practically are like a partnership. Where
are you the main point of contact for them?
Yes, that's practically my main role. Is like I'm like the communicator and like account manager. And then same with my partner Alex and Rashad. I got 2 partners with that. And collectively we got about 10 years of experience with like Amazon and e-commerce. But yeah, that's like another venture that I have. We got a warehouse about 5 minutes from here where we have all like our returns come and some of our inventory.
Do you feel like Amazon automation is dying down?
I do, honestly. Yep. And to be completely honest with you, like, and my clients even know this, and like I have referrals sent to me daily. Like I literally don't run ads. I still haven't ran ads. Like I work word of mouth. I think that's a good way to do a business, especially like that. Cause
higher retention.
I'm not going out of my way to pitch somebody to give me 20, 50 grand. They're having to hear something good about me in order to reach out to me. So I like that, like the way it starts off the relationship, you know? But
rather than like trying hard, people are like bragging about you.
Exactly. I'm on your DMs like, yo, let's get on a call, let's get on a call. It's like, hey, like, and also like a good thing that I do is like, even if seems like a good fit, if I know I can't fulfill that person right now, I'm 100% honest about it. And I say, hey, you got the 30 grand ready? That's great, sir. But I don't want the money. I'll let you know when I'm ready.
We do the same thing.
You know what I mean? It's like, just because I don't want to overstress myself and also have any risk of anything going south. And my honest opinion about what you just asked is that, especially the drop shipping automation, Amazon's just cracking down more and more left and right. And there's so many headaches with it when you get suspended, then you spend all this money to appeal it. And then if you get it back, the account health's still not good. And, you know, yada, yada, yada.
They're flagging a lot of things right now, I feel like.
A ton of things. Yeah. And I mean,
then you're left with nothing because you don't even have like a customer email list or anything, right?
Mm-mm.
Which is why Shopify automation might be the next
100%
wave here.
100%. I'm just selfish. I don't like giving out, you know, when I find a product, if I know how to do everything from A to Z, why am I keeping it myself? You know, exactly. I feel like Amazon's a little different because you can only
have to
have
open different accounts,
exactly,
with different emails.
And I mean, the drop shipping was pretty convenient. Like I'm openly talking, not trying to talk down on a business that I'm involved in, but like that's why I'm switching to wholesale.
We're not saying it sucks. We're just saying it's declining.
It's declining 100%, and also the people that do the business model not the correct way are ruining it for the people that do it the right way.
Marketers ruin everything. People will ruin anything that's like, there's always going to be something that's like. There's asymmetry to the upside. It's like a lot of people are going to get involved in that thing, and then all of a sudden they're going to bring it all down, and they'll be in the next big thing.
Yep.
You got to put yourself out of business before other people do, kind of.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, honestly, like I was going to like scale the living crap out of the automation business model, but I'm glad I didn't. Like I said, you know, regarding money getting in your head yet again, like I had, you know, tens of people, Sam, I'm ready. I got the green light. Let's go. And I'm glad I didn't close all those people because I've honestly been dealing with a lot of headaches where it would have taken away from other projects that I have going for myself, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Because on top of this brand that you can call it a 7-figure brand that me and my partner own and we're scaling right now, we also have about 5 marketing clients. I have a small little marketing agency, nothing like for media, but You know,
Hey,
it's a good
we all
passive
started
income
somewhere,
stream.
bro. You know
Exactly.
what I mean?
Yeah, and for me, I like it. It's a variety of blue collar too. It's not just ecom brands, but you know, small retainers. You know, from $1,500 to like $5,000 a month. You know, and I'm a one man show, so it's mostly just me. But you know, it's a good income stream, and it helps me expand my knowledge more and more. Just testing different types of clients and you know different niches and stuff like that. But I mean, I got the brand, Amazon. I got a warehouse. I make money off my warehouse. We like rent out 2 offices, and then I got we just set up a studio content. Like,
do you have a lot of extra space in your warehouse?
Not really anymore.
Did you just move?
We just upgraded, to a bigger unit.
Nice.
But we're looking to get another one here soon. But we're partnered with 2 other warehouses as well. So, but I have one like designated office that I go to. But I mean, we make money off the warehouse. We got the pressure washing business. We got the Christmas light business. And I do like coaching still here and there, but I haven't done that in like 6+ months just because people don't want to pay, you know, what I think I'm worth for the most part, or in general, I don't have the patience to teach someone on a very low level, in my opinion, right now. I don't have the patience for it. You know what I mean? But
what about on a high level?
Oh, 100%.
Where do you feel like, because I mean, Eddie asked about, you know, do you feel like this stuff is declining? Where do you kind of feel like the market is shifting? You're in a bunch of different businesses. Like, where do you kind of feel like the tide is like moving?
And which one of your companies is worth $100 million?
My main brand right now.
Okay. So is that where most of your time is going?
Honestly, like I practically spend like 25% of my day on that.
You should spend like 50.
I'm about to.
Okay.
Well, that's another thing.
These things open
revolving around like we're making a few transitions with that brand right now,
Yeah.
And also I'm dealing with a lot of Amazon issues. Being 100% transparent, it's just been like a pivot last like 60, 90 days of everything. But we're about to go like all in. Like literally, like my business partner Alex gets married this Friday on April Fool's, and that was the only day they were available at the venue. But it's pretty funny. But after he gets married this weekend, it's like straight up like a 60-day blitz. That's what I'm gonna call it. Like I'm gonna go absolutely ham on
60 hard.
60 hard. Yeah.
It's like not for the ones that can do 75, but the ones
Yeah,
that
I could do about 60.
stop just short.
Yeah, I've done that a few times, but
60-day hard, no Adderall, no caffeine. Gotta like
Dude,
what would be the business equivalent of the 75 hard? Because what's 75 hard? You got to do 2 workouts a day. You got to
10 pages a day. What else? Progress pick.
Dude, I have friends who run massive companies who do it. And they run through it like twice a year. I'm like, dude, I don't know how.
I'm not gonna lie though, like it. I mean,
like Braven.
Being an entrepreneur is all about mindset.
And so many others.
Like you. I mean, you're kind of annoying to like your friends because they're like, all right, dude, like calm down. You're being way too hardcore. But like, no joke, like I saw like what I was truly capable of, like having that clear mind. Like it's a Sunday. It's like the 5th Sunday in a row that like. I'm headed to Lifetime at 7 a.m. Like I'm rested. I feel good. Like I've eaten clean. Like taking care of myself. Like I've noticed a lot lately. Like taking care and prioritizing my personal health and my personal life. Nothing but good has been following it, honestly. But I think the 75 hard might be a little too hardcore to balance. With
I
a
think
hard
if
work
you turn
schedule.
it to 1 workout instead of 2, it would.
I agree. Well, the outdoor
super doable.
The outdoor one's hard, and like my only complaint was like, all right, when I was doing it, it was like 40, 30 degrees outside, raining. I'm like, I'm going to get sick just to do my 45-minute walk outside, you know, or whatever. Like
why does it have to be outside, bro?
Yeah.
I mean, I guess that's why
it's all about the discipline,
you know,
right?
You do it for discipline. It's like the David Goggins shit,
Yeah.
you know?
So no matter
Stay
what
hard,
you do.
Which I'm not hating, like, you know, my friends will hear this
Yeah.
and be like, what are you talking about, dude? You're a fan of 75 hard, and I am, but like, that's why I didn't finish it, because I literally was not capable of like day 55. It was like pouring down rain. My body, I could barely even walk up the stairs because how sore I was. And I was like, it's 11 o'clock at night.
What am I doing?
I have to go outside right now and work out. Like, dude, like,
Fuck.
I made great money this month. I'm healthy. Like, I'm going to go to freaking bed, you know?
Dude,
and
everything in moderation, including moderation.
Yep.
You're so fucking wise, bro. You and your textbooks. Andrew's filling up textbooks with quotes recently.
That was I think it was Oscar Wilde. I don't remember who said that. Yeah.
Aristotle.
What was the thing that I don't remember. We said something the other night.
Play stupid games, win stupid prizes.
Yeah, that was good.
Cheerleader effect, you know.
The cheerleader. Yep. Yeah. There's been some good ones recently.
So What's next for you? What do you think? You're 24. You seem like you've learned a shit ton over the last like 6 years.
What's next? Like,
yeah.
I mean,
where's your efforts going to? I mean, only 25%.
You said your current business is $100 million business if you play your cards right, it seems like. So, but what else?
I mean, I'm trying to get into Airbnbs. I really think container homes are cool. I'm trying to like get big into real estate as well, and rental properties and even flipping houses. Like my partner Alex is like, that's like his main like focus right now. So I'm honestly trying to like really start investing my money now that I have like some wealth to my name and no debt and caught up on my taxes and all that fun stuff. So, I mean, honestly, a lot of my priority is about to be like diversifying my portfolio more and more into like more long-term wealth, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
But honestly, like besides that, like I'm trying to automate and eliminate all my Amazon and like other businesses right now where I can go 100% into this ecom brand, because I truly think over the next 6 to 12 months, we could do like a lot of revenue, like truthfully. We're just working on being able to fulfill that. But I personally think we could hit $1 million in sales next month and grow like crazy from there.
Does that feel wild? Like the 18-year-old version of yourself is probably
I literally
like
was doing
stoked.
the numbers today, going over some finances for the brand, and I was talking to Austin out loud. I was like, dude, it's really crazy how far we've come, how like I'm casually talking about like $1.4 million deposited in the account in this time frame and paying, Amex bills of $400,000 in a month and, this and that. Like, it feels good, it's humbling. But yet again, it's like, hey, even like doing business with friends, it's like, hey, like yet again, let's take a deep breath and like take one day at a time, and we're going to get there. Like, we got to feel good about where we're at now. And
it's a balance of celebrating and not celebrating.
100%.
That's the hardest part. I'm not the hardest, but like,
it's like when you're climbing a mountain, you can't celebrate every fucking step.
Yeah.
You take one step and you're like, that was awesome. Look how much higher we are. Let's take a break.
Even in our company, we have a Dubs channel. It's like #Dubs, like our wins.
Yeah.
And I basically like mandatorily require everyone to post one every month. My logic is like, if you work here for a month and you don't have a dub, you shouldn't work here. You know what I mean? Like, how did you not get a single win all month? It should be super easy.
Yeah.
And I DQ Dubs all the time. They're just weak as shit. It's like what Andrew's saying. It's like you can't. Today I gave a whole speech about it. I'm like, dude, like, you can't put a dub, did my job today. It's just not going to happen. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you're supposed to climb the mountain, you can't celebrate small steps. You can only celebrate the mountain, or celebrate the mountain faster than you would have normally done it, or celebrating the mountain better than you normally have done it. You know what I mean? But you can't celebrate the steps to the mountain. It just doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
So I think it's an interesting game we play in life. It's like you got to celebrate to keep morale high for yourself and for other people. You got to appreciate wins, even if they're small. But there's a line you have to draw of like, how small are we really trying to appreciate? Because that doesn't deserve to be a win. You know
100%.
what I mean?
Yeah.
Interesting times.
Yeah. Facts.
So you haven't listened to our podcast before.
Yeah, I really need to.
So
I've supported all the reels,
Hell yeah, dude.
but I need to.
You
sit down
should
and
for
listen.
yourself. Some fire ass shit on here.
Well, I'm about to start doing an hour of fasted cardio before work for the next few weeks. So that's going to be my time to do my sauna, reflecting, like you said, or dropping down the notes podcast. So I'll definitely tap in.
Well, I was going to tell you don't know what's coming next. My question.
What's next?
Andrew, would you like to ask him? I always ask it.
Okay. So at the end of every podcast,
Ooh.
we ask a very important question.
We
We call it our fortune. We call it our fortune cookie. Fortune cookie advice, fortune cookie question. So if you were able to give yourself, let's say the 18-year-old version of yourself, I think that's pretty fair. 18, 16?
21.
Okay. 21 version of yourself.
3.5 years.
One piece of advice. We say a fortune cookie, it could be, the paper could be a little longer than a regular fortune cookie.
We've seen some CVS receipts in the fortune cookies. So don't be shy.
Okay.
But what advice would you give the younger version of yourself, or even just, someone that's listening to this that, is in maybe a position that they could use some advice?
Hitting rock bottom isn't a bad thing. Sometimes it's like after you hit rock bottom and you allow yourself to recover and reflect, it's like the best thing that could have happened to you. So like sometimes like if you don't feel like you're in a good situation, it's like a blessing in disguise, because like it's allowing you to see like how things could stay and be, but instead like try to turn it into a positive and motivation. Like dead ass, like what I just like openly said, like I feel like comfortable, and I'm glad I embraced that. Like I was 21, living a cool lifestyle, like, and I straight up was like broke, and I had no idea about it honestly for like six to 8 months at first, at the beginning of the year, because all the money coming in and out. But like once things hit rock bottom, like I was living off my credit card, like I said, you know, and like I literally was like, dude, what am I doing? Like this is insane. Like I was at like rock bottom for like 6 months, like every day, like dreading it. And like now looking back at that, I tell myself all the time, like everything's a means to an end, and you gotta find like the positive in everything, no matter how bad it might seem. Like if you feel like you're at rock bottom, just know like it can't get any worse than that. Like every day you gotta take priority of it. And you gotta like, I believe speaking things into existence and like just staying positive is like one of the number one things. Like don't compare yourself to others, as hard as that is. Like, you know what I mean? I mean, I could talk about that forever. Like literally, like I got no entitlement tattooed on my body. I got that trademarked. I almost started a podcast called No Entitlement Podcast. I mean, you just gotta work for it. You know, everyone wants instant gratification, and like people saw me, you know, coming from money, and like in reality, I was completely cut off from my parents at 18 and went from living in a huge, nice house to like sleeping in my car. Like no one knew about it, but like I slept in my car a few nights, slept on friends' couches for months at a time, like went silent, you know? And like now I openly talk about it, but it's like, you know, even people that like see my success right now, it's like I'm openly telling you, like I probably have been in a worse situation than you before, and now look at me. Like I didn't give up, you know? So I don't know. I don't know how to give like a defined answer. I hope that was good enough.
Great,
but
like
that was great.
But like literally,
we'll fit it in the fortune cookie.
Okay, cool. But like literally,
We'll
yeah,
wrap
like
it
just
up
like
real
don't
quick.
give up. Like literally, like, and if you're trying to do something and you have zero like education or knowledge about what you want to do, you literally just gotta start stepping out of your comfort zone and surrounding yourself around people that at least are doing something more positive than you and being healthier. You know, like that's one thing I did. Like I completely cut a lot of people out of my life for a very long time and hung around people older than me and doing, you know, different things where like I got away from like the bad, you know what I mean? So, and stop blaming other people. I realized that was my own problem, you know? So.
I love that.
That's awesome.
So next time you're on this, because there's going to be a next time, it's going to be post current brand.
Yep.
Win or lose, we have to have you back here.
It's going to be a dub.
To give, I'm for sure it's a dub. I'm just making a point here.
Yeah.
Win or lose, you know, who knows what happens in the universe.
Yep.
You're back here giving us the lessons of why you won or why you lost.
100%.
And it better be a fucking dub.
Oh, it better be a damn dub. Well, I know this fire content is about to go viral, so I'm ready for it, dude.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Appreciate it, bro. Thank you for making it on the show.
Yeah, thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Pleasure having you, bro. Can't wait till next time.
Yeah, appreciate you guys.
Thanks for tuning in to another episode of the 4Media Uncut podcast. If you want to work with us, learn with us, or even join the team and be a part of what we're doing at 4Media Marketing, just go to our website. It's 4media.marketing. No .com, no .net, .marketing, because that's all we do around here. And most importantly, share this with a friend wherever you're listening to or watching this on. Please hit that share button, send it over to a friend, someone else that you think will get value out of this. It would mean the world to us.
And if you're watching on YouTube, make sure you like this video and comment down below any suggestions for future guests. And if you're on Apple Podcasts, please rate this 5 stars and leave us a review there.